You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome along. Today we're jumping into some really compelling stuff happening in tech. We've got some surprising web performance facts. Look at AI that's, well, both exciting and a bit tricky, and even some challenging ideas on team building. It feels like a proper Tech Tuesdays focus for WebDev today, maybe here on The Vocal Technologist. Our aim is always to, pull out those key insights for you. Okay, let's unpack this. So first up, bikes, or rather the websites of the bike makers from the 2025 Tour de France. There was this analysis using a custom CRRUX score. Basically, it bundles up core web vitals like LCP, CLS, important speed stuff. And the findings, well, they were pretty eye-opening. There's this real disconnect between how prestigious a brand feels and how fast this website actually is. Yeah, like Merida, Factor, Giant, they zoomed ahead, fastest sites. But then big names, Ridley, Orbea, Trek, they were the slowest. It's kind of like getting a super expensive bike with, I don't know, square wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How often do we just assume quality based on the name?
Well, what's fascinating here is this isn't just a bike thing, right? It's a huge lesson for, well, any online business. The analysis showed the usual suspects slowing things down, render blocking resources, stopping the page from showing up quickly.
Right, the basics.
Exactly. And heavy client-side rendering, making things interactive really slowly, and of course, massive unoptimized images. Just classic web performance mistakes. So even the big players, if they neglect these fundamentals, they end up delivering something, well, subpar. It just proves user experience trumps brand alone.
That's such a good point. You've got to measure the actual experience, not just coast on reputation.
Yeah.
And this idea of like solid foundations and careful engineering, it stretches way beyond websites, especially into AI. There's this new security headache making waves prompt injection attacks. Think of it almost like SQL injection, which most devs know, but aimed at large language models, tricking the AI using natural language.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, well, it just underlines that AI is powerful, but it needs really careful handling. Human guidance, robust security. People are already proposing ways to defend against this. Like there's the action selector pattern, like having a bouncer. Yeah, only lets the AI perform pre-approved safe actions.
Okay, like a whitelist.
Sort of, yeah. Or the dual LLM idea, you have two models, one privileged, one kind of quarantined, so bad inputs can't mess with the important stuff. And, speaking of the practical side of AI, we heard this story about a staff engineer working with Claude Code. Took about 6 weeks initially. The output was 95% garbage, I think was the quote.
Wow, 95%. That's a lot of garbage.
It is. And this is key, with iteration, feeding it the right context, like relevant code, and basically managing the AI instances like team members, they got to shipping features 2 to 3 times faster. Huge ROI.
Okay, so it wasn't instant magic, it was work.
Absolutely. It shows AI's real value is in augmenting us, working with human oversight, not just replacing us autonomously.
That's amazing, going from garbage to that kind of speed boost. What was the key thing, you think, that made the difference? The context?
Yeah, I'd say providing that deep context was crucial, giving the AI the relevant code bases, the docs. It just understood the tasks much better. That, plus the constant feedback loop. That turned it around.
So understanding the AI's limits and building human refinement around them was the path to success. Kind of ironic, isn't it? And that whole idea, understanding limits, maybe redefining best, it pops up again in this pretty provocative take on hiring engineers. The headline grab was basically, no, you don't want to hire the best engineers. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, this raises an important question. What does best even mean for a company that's growing, especially a startup? The argument goes that chasing only the absolute perceived top talent sets unrealistic expectations. It leads to these long, drawn-out searches that often go nowhere.
Okay, I can see that. The unicorn hunt.
Right. Instead, the suggestion is focus on finding great engineers, people who are really good, adaptable, fit the team, and be willing to maybe compromise on 1 or 2 criteria on your perfect checklist to actually hire someone valuable sooner. It's about being practical.
But hang on, isn't there a risk if you compromise? Are you not just building a team of okay-ish people?
Yeah.
Especially when competition is fierce. Where's the line?
Well, it's not about settling for mediocrity. It's more about recognizing best is subjective. The line's really at core skills and, crucially, cultural fit and potential to grow. A great collaborative engineer you can hire now is often way more valuable than waiting forever for some mythical superstar who might not even fit in or demands the moon. It's a strategic trade-off, really, practical progress over chasing perfection.
So yeah, whether it's websites, AI tools, or teams, performance and value aren't always obvious from the label. We've covered quite a bit surprising speed traps and cycling sites, the complexities of AI security and making it actually work day to day, and this fresh angle on hiring.
And maybe the thread connecting all this is about expectations. In a world where tech is changing so fast, maybe rethinking what we mean by perfect in our code, our security models, even our teammates is the key. Could that actually help us move faster and build more sustainably?
That's a great thought to end on. Something for all of us to mull over. Thanks for joining us today. Hope these ideas spark something for you.
Spoken Tech for your ears.